guys, my name is Shay, aka the Salty Stitcher here on YouTube, and this is my 18th Flosstube or so. 18th Flosstube is also the second time I filmed this already. I tried to film it on my new camera, which you can see right here, and it corrupted the file and didn't do what I wanted to do. So because I really want to get this filmed and out and all that, because I didn't do one last time, I'm going to do this again. But that's okay. Hopefully this is going to be better. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more, or less tongue-tied, I guess is better said. And I'm already liking the color so far better, because in that camera I look like a ghost. I look like a straight up vampire, and I have not seen the sun in multiple years, which is true. I don't like the sun, but I don't avoid it like that. I'm just pale. Just pale and pasty. That's just the way I am. This is a Flosstube. We'll do all the normal Flosstube things. As far as things I'm watching, because I haven't really been watching Flosstube, I'll get back into it again. I swear I will. Things I've been watching. Currently I'm watching The Glass Dome on YouTube, which is a, I don't know which Swedish. It's Swedish. I can see the subtitles say Swedish. So it's a Swedish, true crime, not true crime, it's not true crime, but crime, detective, mystery, thriller type show. And so far it's been pretty good. It's been pretty good. I always dig stuff like that. I've been watching a lot of Korean shows and movies. Rewatch some of the stuff that I've been watching in the past because there's new seasons coming out, such as The Devil's Plan, which is a variety show, game show type, challenge show type thing on Netflix, which is really good and interesting. It's very funny. Rewatched All of Us Are Dead. Hopefully we'll get a second season. Maybe that will convince people to give me a second season. I don't know why they would give me specifically a second season, but I would love it if they did, because it's really good. It's a zombie show set in a high school in South Korea. It's very good. Yeah. I'm watching a couple of historical dramas just because I find history very interesting, and history of places I don't get to watch a lot of documentaries about is especially interesting. So I've been watching that. That's about it. I haven't really been doing too much outside of that. I've been listening to Crime Junkies, that kind of thing, but nothing too much outside of that. Nothing too different about the way I stitch. For those of you, this might be your first video with me. I stitch in hand. I tend to do Victorian, meaning I complete a full cross before I move on to the next stitch. I tend to use a lot of pin stitches, a lot of loop starts, and nothing really has changed on that. The only thing that I think is different, and that I'm sharing today, is that I found a new lotion. This is Cornhusker's lotion. I got mine at my grocery store, which here in South Texas is a H-E-B, which is great. The best grocery store. There's nothing better than an H-E-B. It's just real. If that's controversial, I'm very sorry. I love H-E-B. I used to work for H-E-B actually when I was finishing up my master's. But Cornhuskers is very similar to some of the other kind of no oil lotions that you can find. For instance, I'm pointing at it because my it's where it is in my office here. But one of my friends from the stitching group that I go to recommended, don't sneeze, Jergens Cloud Cream. Jergens Cloud Cream. I thought I was going to sneeze, but I didn't. Haha, I didn't. Which is very good. The only thing is I think it's a bit too light for me. My skin tends to get very dry. And then I'm looking for them, but I don't know where I put mine. The normal Stitchers lotions that you can get at different little craft stores. There it is. I found it. I sneezed. Some of those Stitchers lotions that you can get at little craft stores. I have a bottle of it somewhere, but I don't know where it is. Very similar to that. This one is just super light, but it works really well. Doesn't leave any kind of residue and has a really light scent, so you don't have to worry about scent if that's something that you are bothered by. I am not. I like scented stuff, so. But if you are, good. Just old-fashioned lotion smell. Cornhuskers lotion. Who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? MVP on the dry skin, stitching fingers front. It's been a couple weeks since I've seen you. I didn't say that yet. Or an extra week since I've seen you. Last week, pollen count here in San Antonio was 20,000 or something, which apparently is very a lot, which is what my client told me. She said that a normal grammatical structure, but apparently it's also very a lot, which is how I would want to say it. I guess. I don't know what I'm talking about. So last weekend I felt like shit, so I didn't film. Nothing was going to get me up and moving to get something filmed. So Here I am. I'm late, but I'm sorry for that. I also need to catch up on cross stitch, like not cross stitch. I need to do that too though. On stitch along stuff, I'm gonna start calling it stitch along Saturday because it very rarely ever happens on a Saturday nowadays. I've skipped it at least 1 week. I just did not feel like doing it. Maybe 2 weeks actually. I'm just tired because allergy meds knocked me out and allergies have been super high. So on the note of cross stitch news though, stitch along news though, so we have a couple new ones. There is the Burrow Tales by Quarternion Stitches, no, Quarternion Creations. I always say her name wrong. I'm very sorry. I have the other version of this. It's said to be very similar to this one. So this is Forest Fairy Tale by Quarternion Creations on 28 count even weave in sloth by Witch's Garden Crafts, which I went ahead and bought another 1/4 of a yard of it so that I could use it for this one as well. It's meant to be, or said to be, very similar. It is available for sale on the 22nd, and I want to say it starts within about a week or 2 after that. So Quarternion Creations, this will be the 4th sal that I've done by Quarternion. I've done quite a few of their sals. I did their city sal, which I cannot remember what they're called right now, but they're giant and they are blackwork based, where there's a little bottle for each city. I did both of those, and I'll remember what they're actually called here and put it here. And then I've done Forest Fairy Tale, so this one is going to be very similar, but it is going to be critter themed. I think there are some amount of, because most of hers come with some amount of story, whether that's a folktale story, like with like a fairy tale story, as with this one, right? So you have like Rapunzel, you have, it's not a bear dragon. He kind of looks like a bear dragon, but he's, because he's real cute, but he's a dragon. You know, Red Riding Hood. There's a couple of other ones in here. 7 Dwarves, Leshy. There's a couple of Baba Yaga, right? There's a couple of other like forest fairy tale type stories attached to these, and then each one of the cities, when you got the city bottle, it came with like a ghost story with the city. So this one is apparently supposed to be very similar, but instead of kind of like fairy tales, it is going to be foresty critter themed, like bears and foxes and owls and such, which is one of like 4 or 5 different sals that are very garden or forest themed. So we have that one. We have Book of the House of the Dragon. I wonder if I do this, if you can still see me. Hopefully it's still working. Okay, I just opened something up on my computer, so hopefully it's still working. So that's Burrow Tales. We also have Poison Garden, the Book of the Poison Garden by Life on a String. That's someone else. Living on the Rainbow. That one starts here on next week on the 25th, I believe. This is a book that you're actually going to make a little book. I have the materials for it, so I'll show you that. That one starts on the 25th, I believe, actually. We have Secret Garden by Historical Sampler Society, another garden themed sal. This one started on the 31st. I was not tracking this one. I think someone mentioned it on either Instagram or on, maybe it was on YouTube actually. So that one's starting. You have House of the Book of Dragons, mini sal by Stitch Crypt that started on 4/11. It's actually 2 releases in. I have not caught up or started it yet. I need to. I was waiting for fabric. That one is by Stitch Crypt. It is only available on their Patreon. I'm a member of their Patreon, so I have access to that. There's one called Mario at Easter Time. Mario in Easter World by Griboy. I'm going to pronounce that incorrectly. I'll put a little picture here so you can see it. Griboy Patterns. This one seems to be in French. And it is very pixel themed, which is very cute. You have Twin Peaks by Stitch Sprout. Is also a Patreon only sal. I am not a member of the Patreon, so I don't know too much about the sal, but Twin Peaks is like an Uncanny Valley kind of idea, if I remember correctly. I've never watched the show, but I think it's like Uncanny Valley meets cop show kind of vibe. Um, so that's that one. And there's a couple of other ones. Where are they? We have Cats on Shelves, or Shelf, what is it called? Cat Shelf Sal by Mainly X Stitch. I saw it on Instagram. They are looking for model stitchers, which is why they're posting this so early. So if you're interested in model stitching a Sal, the Sal is going to start January 1st, 2026, and will start going on sale in November. So it's super, super early. It's about 14,500 stitches and uses 34 colors. Again, if you are interested in being a model stitcher, I will post all their stuff in the thing, so you can go out, talk to them. They'll send you the fabric. Sorry if you can hear the puppy. They'll send you the fabric, and they will send you the threads. And you just need to get stitched by November 1st, which you've got plenty of time. So that's one of the reasons why it's being posted so quickly, so early. I think that was, yeah, I think that's it. Okay. So those are all the new sales that you should be aware of and you should be tracking. Burrow's trying to stab me. Sales that you should be tracking. Extraordinary Birds started on 4/1. Summer Cuckoo Clock. Extraordinary Birds is by LolaCrow, and it started on the 1st, like I said. The Summer Cuckoo Clock by Tiny Modernist started on the 1st. Like I said, Posing Garden starts next month, or not next month, next week. I think those are most of the big ones. I'll post another little stitch along post. I'm really bad at remembering them right now. They're just taking me a lot longer to do than I find like I want to do sometimes, to be honest. That's all of the stitch along news. I will be, of those ones that I've mentioned, I will be definitely doing Burrow Tail, so you can see that one on the docket soon. I don't know if it's a docket, but it's on the docket if I have one. Let's go ahead and do my works in progress. I have gotten a lot done, but I'm not anywhere near caught up because I do too many cells. That's the reality. So this one is almost done and would be caught up once it's done. This is ColourPop Blackwork Sal by Spruce Craft Co. First one I've ever done by Spruce Craft Co, so I'm pretty excited. It's really cute. This is for 16 count I believe, Ada and Tiramisu by Under the Sea Fabrics, which is my local needle workshop, and so it's super, super cute. I bought 2 colors in this. One is a lot more pink, and this one is very neutral, so I went ahead and went with the neutral one because there's going to be a lot of color anti-waves, and I'll use that pink one for one of my smalls, I think. One of my smalls for the upcoming stitching retreat, which is in 2 months. So I need to get started on those smalls because I haven't done them yet. This is almost done. So what you do is, it seems like every time, there's only been 2 releases, but it seems like every time has been 2 colors, 2 little color blocks. So this was the first one. This turquoise one, which I believe was called Turquoise Galaxy, I think, or Teal Galaxy, one of those 2. And then this one, which was Red Flower, Rose, Red, something like that. Red Rose, something like that. And then this is the most recent one, which actually was just released yesterday. But because I was already working on it, it's no point in putting it away and doing it later. I can just do it now. So this is almost done. I just have to finish the black work part of this box. So it should be done by the end of the day. So I'm pretty excited. Maybe by the end of the day. I have to edit this video. So maybe by the end of the day. So this is what I'm working on. 16 count tiramisu, like I said, if you're looking for it. I love Under the Sea Fabrics Ada. It's one of my favorites. Super soft. Super soft. This is not at all caught up. It's about 2 weeks behind. This is one of my 2, should I put them in order? Good. Okay, one of my 2 Steady Thread sales. So Steady Thread does a year-long sale that's free on Facebook every year. And she generally does a couple of extra frames, a couple of extra like options, so you can kind of pick your own adventure. You choose your own adventure in that. I went ahead and did 2, just like I did last year. Last year I had, it was a botanical one with a frame that was like a woven green front, like vine frame kind of looking thing. And then I did the potted version because there's each little plant, each little flower had its own pot. This time it's mostly geometrics, and so I did 2 different types of geometrics. This is, or 2 different types. There's a geometric side where it fills the entire circle, and there's one where it's just the flower in the middle of the circle. So this is Antique Daguerreotype by Witch's Garden Crafts, Even Weave, which I don't do black work on anything but even weave by Witch's Art and Crafts or by on Ada. I never do it on linen. Linen just like it's too messy and it looks puckered and it looks bad. Even weave by Witch's Art and Crafts hasn't done that, so it's one of my favorites. This is the geometric type one, and this is in a black silk by Dying for Cross Stitch, I believe. I have to go look at that to make sure, but I think it's Dying for Cross Stitch. Black silk, first time ever using silk. So far, so good. I haven't had too many issues with it. I was kind of afraid the silk would be too like it would fray really easily, but it hasn't, and that might just be because I use thread gloss. This is the second version of it. This is on Grail, another 28 count even weave by Witch's Art and Crafts. And the thread is Medieval by Stitchy Stuff, I believe. Just cotton floss. And this is the same amount of not caught up as this one, so it's about 2 behind. So these are the last 3 here. And I'll show you these because I forgot to show you. These are the last 3 here. And then these are the last 3 here, which are super cute. I really like how these geometrics look. They're really, really cute. So last 3 here, and last 3 here. These are easy to catch up, but they're also easy to get way far behind and have a lot to do. So I'll try to catch these up probably this week sometime. Great. Steady thread, black work, year-long sal. This is my temperature sal. This is also free on Facebook. It is Snarky and Modern Embroidery, I believe. On Facebook, you can go get it for free and download all the stuff. This is in Vintage Rose. One of them is Vintage Rose, the other one's like Vintage Peach. I don't know which one is which. I lost the cards for it. Welcome to my life. This is what I call my Fair Isle temperature sal, and it is about the same amount as not caught up as those guys. It's about 2 weeks behind, or a week and a half behind, something like that. Super cute though. Love it a lot. Love it a lot. As you can see, we're starting to warm up, but we still haven't gotten too hot in San Antonio. It's been about 80 this week though, so that's about to change. This is Moon Garden Sal by Witch's Art and Crafts. It is 2 weeks behind as well. Look, I get caught up in starting stuff, and I don't start anything I don't try to catch up, but then like starting things for sals usually takes a lot longer than just doing the stitch. Like, I just have a lot. I have a lot, and I'm going to keep doing it. And I'm probably going to keep complaining about it too, so I'm sorry. This is on Puget Even Weave by Witch's Art and Crafts, which is one of the 2 not required suggested fabrics. The most recent were these 2 guys right here, Little Owl and Little Fox. Super cute. Super cute. I love it. Next releases are down here. They are plants mostly, but there's a little plant here on the side, and then there's some leaves and plant stuff over here. I don't think there's any little animals in here yet. But Witch's Art and Crafts, Moon Garden Sal. It is not caught up. It's about 2 weeks behind. 2 weeks behind, but it looks really cute so far. Another one of our garden-themed sals. This is Court of Crows by Fry and Frog Stitching. It's also 2 weeks behind. This one's pretty easy to catch up though, so I'll probably catch up just so I don't. That was the other thing I was supposed to tell you. I'm probably going to try to catch up on this one soon, because this one is done next month. I want to say it's like the 8th of May. And I don't want to get so far behind that I have like a week worth of stitching just to do on just this to finish it. But it's almost done. I want to say it's done on the 8th of May. That's on my plans, is to make sure I catch this one up so it doesn't get behind. This one I think is not done until like July, so I have a little bit more wiggle room. But they're so small, these releases, that it's almost easier just to keep them up to date, because it won't take but a couple of hours to finish it. Like the 2 that I have to catch up on are the end of this banner and the claw that's in this banner, as well as probably here, flowers. Either here or maybe they're here. I think they're down here though. Little flowers, kind of similar to these guys. So it won't take too long. I just got to do it. This is on Cuckoo, which is a 28 count even weave by Witch's Art and Crafts, made specifically for this sal. Again, Court of Crows by Fry and Frog Stitching. And it is not caught up. It sure isn't. It's not. This is Mythical Creature Sal by ClimbingGoatDesigns. stitching as much of it. This is the most recent guy. This is Basculus. This one is caught up, but there will be a new release at the end of this week, so I need to make sure I get up on it so I don't get too far behind. Or, well, when that one releases, I do it as quickly as I can. They're about 1,000 stitches per release, 20, 1,200, something like that, so they're not too bad. But Basculus, these little teeth were really fucking me up. These little teeth were really fucking me up. They were just very difficult. I should have done it differently, but I didn't. So that's my life. Basculus, though, I like that he kind of has a little crown. I'm sure that there's a like legitimate reason for the crown, but it's cute. Crown, not crayon, crown. It's cute. Mythical Creatures Cell. T's caught up, and I just picked up the other one. And this is on Ada by, like specifically for the Sal, Ada by, starts with an A. I'll put it here. I can't remember the name of the company. But they do some of the stuff at this, this company does fabrics and such for the stitch along, for the Snarky and Modern stuff as well. So when they do a stitch along, sometimes it's in this company. I'll let you guys know what it's called. I just can't remember what it is right now. Starts with an A. It starts with an A. I'll put it down there. This is Secret Grove, yet another garden or forest themed Sal, and it is not caught up but not up to date because there is a frog and such down here. This one also finishes here pretty soon, and so I want to make sure I do this so I don't get too far behind and have to stitch on this for a week to finish it. I also started this really behind anyways, and so it was a mad dash to get as much of this done. And I want to say this was the first one that I did on time. This crow was the first one I did on time. So I did about half of it late because it started back in November, I think. So anyways, this is the most recent part of this, most recent stitching here. This is Rose and this little letter and this little scroll. Very cute, very cute. There's a little frog, which I love frogs. Down over here, I don't know if you can actually see me down here, and then there's some like candles and some other stuff around. Some accoutrement, which is probably not the way that word is supposed to be used, but I don't care. I'm going to say it the way I want to. Fine Frog, nope. NeedleLotDesigns, Secret Grove. Ah, my earring is loose. I was like, why am I feeling, it's my earring. My earring was loose. Anyways, da-da. So, not caught up, but not behind yet. This one is also not caught up. This is a theme. It is a theme. It is not caught up. This is my other temperature Sal. This is by Tiny Stitchery. It is the Lunar Phases Stitchery, temperature Sal. And it's about the same level of not finished as the other one. So this one's up to April 2nd. And as you can see, we are heating up. This is the other fabric that I was telling you about. I want to say it's like Vintage Peach or Vintage Blush. Both of those fabrics, both of these fabrics are by Forbidden Fiber Co. I don't know if I said it. They're both 32 count. I want to say they're 32 count linens. And one is Vintage Rose and the other one's like Vintage Peach or Vintage Blush or something to that effect. I've tried to find out, but I can never figure it out. So, not caught up. This one's also 2 weeks behind, or 2 releases. I don't know if it's 2 weeks. 2 releases behind. This is Wicked Woods by Stay Platinum. There's a little cemetery here and a little cave here, and her releases are usually pretty big, so I really need to get on it so I can get behind, so I don't get too far behind. I love these little ghosties. They are so cute. I just found a waist knot that I need to get rid of. Haha, okay, that's fine. I found a waist knot that I need to cut out, but I'll do it later. Welcome to the Wicked Woods. Enter at your own risk. StayPlatinumStitchry, and it is not caught up. So that's what I've done so far. I've done quite a bit, you gotta say. I've done quite a bit. I just am not caught up. Plans. Like I said, I'm going to do Burrow Tails. I'm going to do Poison Garden. So I'm really setting myself up for this. I really need to get started on my Extraordinary Birds Sal frame. And I need to do Summer Cuckoo Clock, as well as catch up on Fantastical Greenhouse, because that's super far behind. I haven't touched it since I did the white on it. And I also need to catch up on my Fox and Rabbit, so I also haven't touched that since last time I showed it to you. And Starry Night. I need to do Starry Night. The thing with Starry Night is it is a 2-year long Sal, and so I can probably get away with waiting for it because I'm going to be stitching on it for a long time anyways. So, yash. Well, no, I want that. Never mind. I was going to change it, but I don't want to. So yeah, that's all I'm working on. That's my plans. I don't think there's anything in there lingering that I haven't started yet, but probably have some. We will do stash, listash. We have my Night Stalker's Calling, Floss of the Month, and Needleminder of the Month. Needleminder of the Month. Luckily, most of the stuff is already out of packaging because I did this video already. It is wildflower themed, so we have violets, which is probably my favorite out of this entire one. Violets, wildflower, and orange poppy. And then we have this itsy bitsy cute little needle minder, which has got like little dried flowers in it, set in resin. It's very cute. It'll look very cute on my needle minder collection, which you can kind of see up here. Because I never use my needle minders because I stitch in hand. But it's super cute. Super cute. I bought these back in like November-ish time, maybe October time. I bought these around Dia de los Muertos when there was a sale on 123 Stitch, but they were back ordered, so they just got here. So I have 4 of 6, I believe, Calavera, like Sugar Skull ornaments by Mill Hill. And so I have Naranja, I have Rosa, I have Verde, and I have Azul. And I think the 2 that I'm missing are like Amarillo, which is yellow, and Morano, which I think is a white skull with a lot of purple on it. I want to say it's Morano. But love Sugar Skulls from San Antonio. Dig them. And I thought I would love to do them. So, love it, love it, love it. I do indeed love it. Alright. This is the little Poison Garden set that I told you about, little Poison Garden kit stuff that I told you about for the Poison Garden, Book of the Poison Garden by LivingOnTheRainbow. You can get these from Lady Revenga Crafts. It does order from Germany, so it does take a little bit of time, but it was actually pretty fast considering. And this time I got the one that has the fabrics in it, so I can make sure I have everything and I have no excuses. I need to kit up the rest of the threads, but this one comes with both of the fabrics you'll need. Well, white Aida in 18 count white Aida, and then a 32 count Belfast linen in Vintage Country Mocha. And then it comes with a fabric, like a backing fabric for, like a, not a backing fabric, but like a contrasting fabric. Treasure braid, which I think I can probably not, I have to go look. And then these little book edge corners and a little itsy bitsy frog charm. These are very cute. If I take them out of the little packaging though, I will lose them forever, so we're not going to do that. Lady Revenga Crafts on Etsy, ships from Germany, but if you do it quick enough, you can usually, like, you may not be able to get it for the start of the style, but it has pretty much everything you need that to finish off the book, right? So you just have to get like DMC, which DMC is easy to get. Might be a bit more expensive with all the tariffs, but it's easy to get. This, I believe, is my Witch's Garden Craft Fabric of the Month, because I usually get 16 count, 1/8 of a yard for that. This is Brigid, or Brigid. I love it. Brigid, for those of you who don't know, is an Irish goddess, sometimes also known as an Irish saint, because the Catholic Church co-opted it, but Irish saint, Irish goddess, one of my favorites. And this is a really pretty green fabric. I want to say this is from March, so I'm wondering if I have one from April. This one is probably my one from April. This is Sunset. Yeah, I think this was my April one. This must have been my March one. I don't know if I showed this one already. If not, if I did, great. You get to see it again. If not, sorry. I'm not showing it to you now. But this is Sunset. I want to say this was my April fabric of the month. It is very pretty. Pinks and purples. Very pretty. Very pretty. And then I got some fabric so I could have matching fabric for the Burrow Tail South. And I went ahead and bought a couple of other ones. I need one of them, and the one of them is just a fun purchase. So we'll start with the ones I needed. So this is Sea Mist in 14 count, 1/8 of a yard. This is from my House of the Book of Dragons Sal that I need to start because I was super late. Very pretty in blue. They just asked for like a, or like this is just a fabric, which is just like a light blue. So I went ahead with that one. This is Witch's Garden Crafts, or these are all 3 from Witch's Garden Crafts, which I think I probably already said. This is Sloth, bought a fourth of a yard in sloth so that it would match that, and I bought it in even weave, so that's that. And then this one is just the fun one that I bought. I bought it in midnight. You don't see a lot of black fabrics that are hand-dyed black fabrics, just because I guess black is probably pretty hard to hand-dye. What I mean by that is, like, using black dye, I believe, is probably pretty hard. You obviously do this on a white fabric, or else you would never get the variegation. But it's very pretty. It's very mottled. It's very pretty. And I just bought it because it was cool, and I wanted to see if I would like it. So that's all my stash. That's all of my works in progress. I'm going to go ahead and sign out and let's head out. I'm not leaving. I'm staying here. This is my house. I'll see you next time, and have a good day. Bye. Holler if you need me. Bye.